All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. All right, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites who come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United States of America. The Hebrew Israelites who come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great and wake up the people on this side, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Similarity, and Speckled Bird. Right? What we do first and foremost, we face the east. Call Allah Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Gosh, double honors to the other apostles and all the bishops, the great millstone, even the elders who came before them and taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David. All right, so Shalom. Here we are at the end. All right, and we're reading Matthew 18. All right, because what is the year? We've been instructed, just like Tucker comes down to the camp for instruction, right? For instruction and righteousness, so they can do what? The opposite. Um, we look to the elder apostles for what? For instruction. What did we get? We got the instruction for next year. What is it called? The theme. What is the theme or the title of next year? 2026. The year of apostasy, I believe, something to that effect. The year of the scoffer. All right. So I want to read this in these different versions, if you will. So let's go to Matthew 18 and 6 in the blue letter, which I'll take credit for. Little joke. Let's see, slow up. I didn't say blue letter. I meant Bible Hub. Slovakia. I'm the Bible Hub guy. Right? And I lovingly and jokingly say that it's the Bible. Because while everybody's using the blue letter, I didn't know how. So I used the Bible Hub. I'm talking about 2012. Bear with me. This cracked screen doing what it did. Okay, so. And whoso shall offend. Okay, so Matthew 18 and 6. I'll read it in the King James first. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Okay, so first of all, the Spirit, number one, jumps out and says, you chose the, or one of the precepts with great millstone in it. All right, what is that? That goes directly to who is this? But whoso shall offend one of these little ones? What does it say before that? Let's look at it. So what it says before that, it says, that, okay, okay, and whoso shall receive one such a little child in my name receiveth me. Now who is that? That's the elect, right? So who are we talking about here? We're talking about Israelites, and even to a higher degree, we're talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. So now we go to 6. Knowing who's been spoken of, and who shall offend one of these little. Who are these little ones? The elect of the nation of Israel. Now we know who's being spoken of. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me. Who's that? The elect of the nation of Israel. It were better for him must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense come back to Eleazar, back to Hagar. See, so it's going back and forth between who? Who is this last battle right here between in the last days? It's the last battle is between those that, even though they know the truth, they're going to come against it. That's Hagar. Point being made is right here at the end. One of the most important things are these scoffers. These scoffers are going to make it clear who is and who is not of the elect. That's what we're seeing right now. And it's simple. It's real simple subdivision or subtraction. Okay? Just sit back and watch how everybody operates. If you lean towards the happen, you're not of the elect. It's real simple. Okay, but let me go back to 6. Let's read some of these different ones. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, right? Right? But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, what does that mean? New King James says, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, whoever causes them to sin, how do you do that? False doctrine. Well, the Gentiles, right? In the very last moment, guess what? The Gentiles can come in. They're causing them to sin. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him. And here comes the great Gnostic. All right, let's read the American Standard. But whoso shall cause one of these little ones that believe in me to stumble. Now we're getting into the stumbling block. Stumbling block of Yahweh Shai. Right? It's real easy. All you got to do is read. What is it? Matthew 10 and 5. And that's the end of the conversation. And the moment you disagree with Matthew 10, 5, and 6, guess what? You're an antichrist. From that moment on, all you have to do is open up the Bible and read Matthew 10 and 5. Right? And 6. And Yahushua tells you exactly what he instructed Paul to do with the Gentiles. And that's the last word. Who was the beginning and the end? Here, let's do this real quick. Here's how you read the Bible. And you shut everybody down in 2 simple chess moves. You know how you play chess and you got those 2 moves where you can just win, checkmate? Okay, here's how you do it. Oh, let's see whether you believe in Yahweh Shai or not. Here's how you do it. All right? Here's how you do it. Um, what is the Alpha and Omega? Start with the Alpha and Omega. I am the Alpha and I am the beginning and the end. First you establish who is the end. I'm the beginning and the end of this conversation that we're having. Who is that? Yahweh Shai is, right? It's good. I don't know where it is. But it's at the end. I am the Alpha and the Omega, right? That's easy. Okay, so 13. It's Revelation 22 and 13, right? The last book, right? The epilogue, right? Wow. Yeah, if you just read the red right there, you read 7, you read 12, 13, 16 to 20. It gives you a message. Behold, I come quickly. And behold, I come quickly. Keep saying it. My reward is with me to give every man according to that. Means you're going to get some spiritual power. And it says, I am the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And then it says, I have the morning star, which is I have the knowledge. I'm that guy right now. And then it says, surely I come quickly. That's the last message. It's in red. Now, I just said that, right? Because if you're not paying attention right now, you've been distracted. It's all relevant, though. Revelation 22 and 13. Listen close. With 2 moves, this is how you shut anybody when vocab balloon comes up and says, here is the Bible in 2 scriptures. Either you agree with Yahushua or you don't. beginning and the end of this conversation. He has the first word, he has the last word. Yahushua has the first word on, 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 on the question, and he has the last one. So we're going to let him speak. First, we're going to establish that his word is above everybody. Most High put him in charge of everybody, so he's the judge. He has the first and the last word. He is the word. He's the first word and the last word on everything. Right? Let's establish that by reading Revelation 22 and 13. It's in red now, so we know who's speaking. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Who is he? He's the word. On the first word and the last word on the subject, period. Right? Now go to Matthew. That's the second one and the last scripture that we got to read to establish everything across the board. And if you disagree with Yahushua, you're an anti what? Antichrist. It's that simple. If you don't agree with the first and the last word coming out of Yahushua, who is the word, you're Antichrist. We establish who's the first and the last. Now we read Matthew 10 and 5. It's just that simple. And if you disagree with the first and the last word, you're Antichrist. Just that simple. That's how you win with two moves. We established one. We established the playing field, the first and the last word. Yahushua, right? Now we read Matthew 10. And we'll back it up with one. Right? You know what it is. Matthew 10, start at 5. This is it. He has the last word. He got the first word, which is this right here, and he's got the last word. Period. And if you disagree with Yahushua, see, do you disagree? We're going to establish whether you agree or disagree with Yahushua. We don't go to Paul after. Well, we can establish Yahushua and Paul. No. And because Yahushua taught Paul exactly what I'm about to read right now. Paul completely agrees with it. So we don't even have to go there. All we got to do is first and last. That's all we need. Period. Period. You already know what Matthew says. It says don't go to the Gentiles, doesn't it? That's it. That's all we. What is this? He starts splitting hairs. How does he? What's the exegesis of any of this? No, stupid. What did Yahushua say? Before you start uh, bearing false witness against Yahushua because you're the fucking Antichrist. It's real clear when he says don't go to the Gentiles. Who is he talking to? All Gentiles. Okay. Let's just start with all of them, right? Because you can start and end right there, right? Paul agrees with that. Paul agrees with Yahushua. Yep, I won't go to those Gentiles. That's it. You don't know who those Gentiles are or not. I don't give a shit. It's on you. Stumbling block for you, bitch. Understand? Forget about him. If a nigga can't get it, he's carnal. That's it. 2 moves. 2 moves and that's it. Let's read it. No, it's brutal. It's brutal. We got to read 5 and 6. Matthew 10, 5 and 6. These 12 what? 12 apostles. Yahushua sent forth and commanded, gave them a commandment. What was the commandment? Go not into any way of the Gentile. Boom. That's it. That's it. That's the first and last word. Oh yeah, but that was the nope. Yeah, but that was nope. That's the first and last word. Yahushua has the first and last word. There's nothing else after. Well, let's go to Paul. No, we don't have to because Paul completely agrees with Yahushua who taught Paul. This is what Paul was taught and what Paul agrees with. Okay? Because you don't understand it. What did Yahushua? Paul does not supersede anything. Paul was taught by Yahushua this. He didn't change nothing. Nobody changed nothing. Your understanding changed. You're acting like you understood it at first, and now certainly don't know. You've been proven a lie. Um, Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 apostles Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, gave them a commandment saying, go not into any way of the Gentile. That's just plain. Okay? Doesn't matter what sect at this point. The point is they say, go not into any way of the Gentiles. Okay? Yeah, get to Paul later, but first is first and last is last. And here we are. That excludes Paul. Paul has nothing to do with first, and Paul has nothing to do with last. That's all the word Yahushua, what you don't understand in the spirit. Here's the first, the last word. Here's the authority. Who is the word? What do you not understand? But Paul, you're stupid. You're antichrist. You don't agree with Christ himself. You're trying to supersede Yahushua by saying that's not his name. Paul was Paul went against Yahweh. Did Paul go against Yahweh? Stupid. That would make him an antichrist. Stupid. No, he did exactly what he was instructed to do. And so are the elect. They're going to do exactly what Yahweh instructed them to do because we understand. We understand order. Paul is not out of order. Stupid. He's of the elect. Stupid. You're the one that don't understand order. So somehow Paul went off. Somehow somebody went off. Right? Did James go off? The elder apostle said that he didn't, demonstrated it. Wrap your head around it. Don't stumble. Somebody on this earth is out here with 100% truth. Who is that? Johanna? Is that Johanna? Because you don't understand. One thing that the elder apostle says, because it's above your head. I used to be like that. Okay, in Isaiah 14, when it goes into, I think it's stranger, and the stranger shall be joined with them. I used to stumble at that. Right? Why? Because the spirit wasn't dealing with me yet. But when you get beyond that, you're like this, wow, I could have been ended right there. Right? If you can't get something, you're being prevented. Wrap your head around that spiritual aspect. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into any way of the Jews. That's pretty clear. And into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. But now he's going to instruct them and be very clear on who to go to. He told you not to go to. Now I'm going to tell you exactly who to go to right after I told you who not to go into. And this is the first and the last word on the whole matter, period. If you got anything other than say to that, you're antichrist. What do you not understand? He's the first and the last word on anything first, especially on who the kingdom is for. Who is the kingdom for? Because he's about to tell you exactly who it's for and who it's not for. See? He's establishing who it's not for, too. Not only who it's for. It's for the lost sheep. But here's who it's not for. Into anywhere the Gentiles. Stupid. So scoffers, look how stupid, how easy. The whole thing is easy. 2 chess moves wins the whole game. You start at Alpha and Omega, and then you go to 10, 5, and 6. You back it up with 21, 14. What is it? We'll get to it. Nobody supersedes. The only person that supersedes Yahushua is his dad. And he gave him all authority. He's relaxing in the chair, laughing at everybody. because you can't get it. He already gave everything to Yahushua. He's the first and the last word, and you're trying to go against him, you lose. You don't get it. The way to win this is to understand Yahushua. He's the bookmaker. What do they call that? In that stupid movie or whatever. Yahushua, dummy, made the rules. Stupid. Most High gave him permission to create the rules. Stupid. How then can you fucking outsmart him? He's the beginning and the end. When you try to make something other than that, you lose instantly. Okay? He's going to tell you who the kingdom is for and who it's not. First, he's going to tell you who it's not for. He's going to make it very clear that the kingdom is not for the Gentiles. And then he's going to tell you it's for the lost sheep. So anything other than that is antichrist on its face. One scripture. You win the whole. Oh, you want to fight? Alpha and Omega. Go not into anywhere, but go rather. What is that? That's it. That's it. It's very clear. Only a weasel would try to dissect that and turn it into something else. Hassad. What is that? Hassad, that's a Hamite. That's a weak ass, pimply piece of shit Hamite that anybody can see through. You fucking kids are bad with a gun in your hand. Without that gun and you have to fight, who are you then? You're your mother swinging your arms wildly. As soon as you run out of fucking air, nigga, you're done. As soon as you get done swinging your arms, you run out of air, you're fucking done. Out there. Matthew 2:6. But go rather. What the hell does that mean? Instead, nigga, don't do anything. Only this. Rather. What does it mean? But go rather. What does that mean? He's being very specific. He's telling you who to. See, here's what but go rather means. Okay? I'm going to tell you two things that mean the same thing. I'm going to tell you what not to do, and I'm going to tell you what to do. To make it very clear so that when you try to pull this bullshit, and you try to confuse people and throw a stumbling block, a real man of the Lord could come back and say, wait a minute, right here, he's being very clear. He's telling you, don't do this, but instead of doing that, do this. And I'm being very clear because when you niggas come with rolling dice and 3-card Molly, right? That's all that shit is. It's magic. Hassad. Who are the magicians? The Hamites. They've got the spirit of a fucking witch on them. The Hamites. It was Janus and Jambres there. You looking like Janus and Jambres there. Hassad. You understand? And I would love to go mano a mano with you, even though I'm 3 fucking times older than you. I would love to just catch you. You ran out of fucking air, lung capacity because you're swinging your arms wildly. You don't have your gun. Whatever you learned in your little judo class, you never got your ass whooped yet. That's why you're out there talking that crazy ass shit. I'll have just enough energy left and I got you now. I got it. I'll savor that moment. I got you. You can't do shit. Men of the Lord, we are vexed with the filthy conversation with these wicked ass niggas at the last. And see, you know what? We gotta save the water because that anger is giving us the energy. We gotta channel that energy back into doing until you know what you want to do to a lying nigga that's, you know. destroying all the hard work that you're out here doing. But I mean, you know what? Go out there and do what you're slated to do. Can't be at the end of the day, right? The term that a nigga just learned 10 years ago. At the end of the day, the devil been saying that shit for 50 fucking years. Niggas running with it right now at the end. Look at that side. Gotta be a Hamite because you're an awesome witch. You're a pretty good damn witch there, boy, but you can't fool the very elect. Why is it that everybody is against you, stupid? And when I say everybody, I mean the people that matter. The people in great mental state. And everybody else sees your stupid ass too. Even the, what's that nigga's name? Rashawn is licking everybody's ass and saying somehow the gorilla Hebrew is okay and then he can pass. What the fuck are we watching right now? Fucking vomit worthy. But go rather, Matthew 10 and 6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Nigga doesn't say anybody else there. And as you go, say what? The kingdom is for who? Some Edomites too. And as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Who did he go to say that? Well, there's some Gentiles that made it in there. Said, not in any way. So what do you not understand about what Yahushua said? See, so you're caught right here. You're caught being a hammer with some sleight of hand and some magic. Oh, is it? I forget the word that these exegesis. Fuck all of that shit. Either the spirit is dealing with you, showing you the right way, or it's not, or showing you weasel words and trickery and sleight of hand and whack magic and witchcraft. Which is what you fucking Hamites do. Like you somehow like, oh, yeah, well, I'm not black. Nigga, you blacker than any nigga I've ever seen, but suddenly you're not black. That's witchcraft, nigga. As you're stealing every motherfucking fund that's available to any fucking immigrant. You're stealing it. That's magic and witchcraft. To excel it. Nigerian hustle scams. What is a Nigerian bank fraud scam? That's fucking magic and witchcraft. Them niggas are excel at that shit. What are Hamites good at? Whatever it is, it got something to do with magic and witchcraft. How do you turn your hair from dark to piss ass yellow? That's magic and witchcraft. Chemical reaction. This nigga's fucking with that. And as you go, preach saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For who? Where did he go? Who were you instructed to go and tell that to? It's very clear. See, when we get to a fucking roadblock like this right there, it's time for that fucking asshole. But now, nigga, what? You can't weasel out of this. Alright? No Gentiles. Let's just say no Gentiles. Yeah, but but you're going around Yahushua. What did Yahushua say? That's it. That's the last word, nigga. First and last. Yeah, but it just said don't go. First and last. Don't try it. A nigga will try. Like Pharaoh was a nigga, and he tried Yahushua. He tried the most. Oh, I'm gonna try the most high. I'm gonna go heads up with 3-card money. Here it is. I'm watching fourth dimensional shit, but I'm gonna pull out 3 cards, nigga, and I'm gonna do my best. This is what Hassad and Hacker are how we do it. You're doing your best fucking magic trick. Here's the pure truth. Here's an unction that you know all things, and you got a fucking magician over here in the 11th hour trying to do a Copperfield and get one more fucking payday before it all comes crashing down. How stupid. You know the Most High exists when you got niggas out doing it. What are you trying to get money for? Don't you know that the CM regulates your bag? Doesn't it? Take the CM. What are you doing? Somebody knows. What the CM is, did you change that too? Convince yourself when the bag was coming, oh, it can't be the CM. As you're grabbing the bag by the neck. See, a bag has a neck. If you tie it up, like if you wring a chicken's neck right, how do you get, do you grab it by the, no, you grab the nigga by the neck. The goose, the golden goose. The golden egg is in that bag, and the nigga grabs it like this. With his carnal ass. I won. Because I got more money than you right before the bombs dropped. How stupid. And money, we're going to have endless money. Here it is right now. You got the Amalekites living in what they call the Holy Land, right? And people are sending them money, tribute, because they are masquerading as us. They know that. They're like this. Nobody, nigga, we're these people, and nobody else is invited. They're out there. They're acting like us in their right mind. They're not inviting anybody else in, and they ain't sharing that money with nobody. That money, keep bringing that tribute, motherfucker. Get your ass out there and work. They're acting like us correctly, because they ain't letting no Gentiles. They're like this. Fuck you, niggers. Yeah, you might be the people in it, but right now I'm acting like you, nigga, and I'm doing a better job than you. It's amazing. You got niggas like Haka and this Hassad. That's a fucking Hamite, man. Because Hamites excel at magic. Oofty Goofty. Somebody look up Oofty Goofty, and that should be Hassad is going to be Oofty Goofty in the kingdom. Right? Oofty Goofty was a motherfucker that in the gold rush days, right? Oofty Goofty, you give him $1, you can kick that nigga as hard as you want. Right? Square in the eyes. Here's $2. Goofy, oh shit. Right? That's going to be Hassad. Matter of fact, you're really Hebrew. Going to be Oofty Goofty in the kingdom. Because he's going to love it. Well, sloppy. That's not going to happen. He's Oofty Goofty on this side right now. Somebody's sticking their foot square up his ass and he's loving it. Anyway, so we have to endure, right? And what the Most High is doing, he's stirring us up. Because we're vexed with the filthy conversation and the wickedness. Goddamn shit. I was looking for a word, I think it might have been last week. My head started going a little foggy, but what was I looking for? Lifted up. It's not puffed up, it's lifted up with pride. Okay, so if I look for lifted up with pride, how do we know that it's the elder apostle? Well, Tucker Carlson didn't go to Johanna. Tucker Carlson didn't go to Nate. He didn't go to Gorilla Hebrew. Tucker went to one camp. He didn't go to it after he went to that camp. He didn't go look for HOI. Right? Tucker didn't go get with the Hebrews, the Negroes, do a documentary. Tucker was done. Right after he got the word from the other apostle, they went and formulated that plan, and now we see that dude everywhere. Okay? Their plan came from what information that came from the other apostles. Whoever causes one of these little ones, this shall scandalize one of these little ones that believe in me. But whoso shall cause one of these little ones which believe on me to stumble, whoever causes one of these little ones to believe, who believe in me to stumble, cause to stumble, a stumbling block. So what do you scoffers do? What I said, lift it up. Lift it up with pride. Let's find out who these people are. Lifted, who is Assad? This is a fucking Hamite first. Lifted up with pride. Let's read some of these. Watch how this works. 1 Timothy 3 and 6. King James. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Let's read that in the NIV. He must not be a recent convert. Let's compare Alazar to the other apostles are as far as a recent convert. He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. I think that is exactly what happened. In the NLT, a church leader must not be a new believer because he might become proud. And the devil caused him to fall. This nigga got kicked out of the camp. He was supposed to humble himself, prove that he belonged there, and remain with us instead of go out from us. Right? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation. And this is exactly what happened to Haka, Deacon Haka. This is exactly what happened to him. He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited, not a novice, lest having been puffed up, he might fall into the judgment of the devil. Well, that nigga fell into the judgment of the devil. He got his booty popped, which he probably been doing the whole damn time. He was just outed. We outlive, puffed up with pride, and not a newcomer, so that he will not become conceited and fall into the condemnation. Not a new convert. New convert. Conceited. Oh shit. Amplified Bible. And he must not be a new convert, so that he will not behave. This is Hakan. This is Hassan. And he must not be a new convert, a kid, so that he will not behave stupidly and become conceited. So that he will not behave stupidly and become conceited by appointment to his high office. He appointed himself chief high priest Pooh and become conceited by appointment to his high office and fall into the same condemnation incurred by the devil for his arrogance and pride. Woo! For his arrogance and pride. Hassan. There's no nigga in the Israelite community that is more arrogant and what is it? And more proud and arrogant than Hassan. Salaki. Salaki. Juggle. It's cold as hell. unto the same condemnation incurred by the devil for his arrogance and pride. That's what that means. Arrogant. What are we talking about here? These scoffers. What are they? This is about arrogance and pride. That is the condemnation of the devil. They might become proud, puffed up, arrogant, swell up with pride. He must be mature in the faith, so that he will not swell up with pride and be condemned as the devil was. You see? Now is not the time for pride. Now is the time. What's the opposite of pride? Humbleness, humility. All right? Whenever you are taking a spiritual ass whooping, I tried to say this last week. What's the first thing the first thing you do when you're taking a spiritual ass whooping is you make that determination. Oh shit, oh shit. Damn. You see Jake Paul? Jake Paul looked up, he said, oh shit. He made a determination like, oh shit, here's that, that shit's happening. I was worried about this. Tried to shake that shit up. He's like, oh shit, this shit is going down right now in front of everybody. I feared that this would happen. So he's making that determination. I'm in trouble. Right? What is my exit plan? I could get killed in this movie. This is dangerous. This nigga's off script. Right? They might assassinate him in front of everybody. Oh, this nigga died suddenly. He got hit by a train out of nowhere with a bag in his hand. Nigga went off script and beat the white boy down in front of everybody. Which, that kind of shit's going on out there right now. Anyway, shit. I'm in the liner notes. Or he may become conceited. The danger of pride is a reoccurring theme in Scripture. Pride was the original sin of Satan, as seen in Isaiah 14:12-15, where the fall of Lucifer is described. This warning against conceit is a reminder that leadership in the church is a position of service, not of power or prestige. Yahushua taught his disciples to be humble servants. And this principle is foundational for Christian leadership, the cultural context of the great world where honor and status were highly valued, makes this warning particularly relevant. Did you hear that? It says, the cultural context of the Greco-Roman world where honor and status were highly valued. Honor and status are highly valued. Who wants honor and status? Deacon Haka and Hambone Assad. Hambone Assad wants prestige. What is it? They want. I lost that. That was a commentary. So then I lost that. Well, here it is. Right here. The cultural context of the Greco-Roman world, where honor and status were highly valued, makes this warning particularly relevant. What warning? Pride and arrogance. Why? Because honor and status were highly valued. Where Rome, this is Rome 2.0. Honor and status. Niggas want to be honored and have some sort of status. Israelite community. I'm right. We can make it better. I just want to make the Israelite community better. What? So I can have honor and status. I'm organizing honor and status on this side while the devil is running shit. side is a fucking animal. And Haka is a piece of shit Israelite who could be a terror too. But those values that you got don't belong to the children of Israel. Fucking pieces of shit in the last days. We get that. Feel kind of comfortable out here. That's nice. Shalom. Anyone? The book of 2 Peter 3. 2 Peter 3 and 3. And I just want to read this because I'm going to, okay, 2 Peter. We get 2 Peter here. Alright, and then we get 3 and 3. What the hell just happened? 2 Peter 3 and 3. Okay, this context. Let's get some context. Okay, so let's first get the epoch. Let's get measured out of time. Because we got to set it up, right? What time are we in right now? We're at the end. How relevant is that? It's very relevant. What are the signs? We see all the signs. Okay? But you have to set it up. You got to preface it like this. Second Ezra, that's what you do. Second Ezra 9 and 1. KJV. Second Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Time, time, time. What is time? Okay, we're dealing with time and measuring it right now. Go to 2 Peter 3 and 3. And what we're going to read is how important is this time? The time that we're in right now and measuring it. How important is that? This is 2 Peter 3 and 3 in the King James. All right, here we go. I want you to particularly focus on these first three words. Knowing this first. This is 2 Peter 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their. What do you mean knowing this first? This is NIV. Listen close. This is dealing with measuring the time diligently. 2 Peter 3 and 3 in the NIV. Above all, you must understand. What do you mean I must understand? How important is this? Above all, above everything else, first and the last, above everything else, you must understand this, that in the last days scoffers. How important are scoffers? Above all, you must understand that in the last days scoffers. This is how important it is for this time. The time we're in. What just happened? Well, the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on the face of the earth starts with the elder apostle Tahar. He came up with the theme for the year. What could that be? What could the theme of the year be? What is it about? How important right now at this time, if you're measuring thou the time diligently in and of itself, how important is scoffers? With, even before the year starts, the Spirit has to hit the elder apostle and bring in probably what the year should be named. Okay, so here's how important scoffers are right now at this moment. We're measuring the time, and we'll read this again. 2 Peter 3 and 3 in the NIV. Above all, you must understand that in the last days come. NLT.
most importantly, there's nothing more than there's nothing higher than most important. There's nothing more important than most important. What's most important? Scoffers. What what the elder just got through the spirit what the next year should be called. When is this going to happen? In the last days. Know that how important it is. Most importantly, I want to remind you that in the last days, scoffers will come. Knowing this, first of all, that scoffers will come in the last. Listen to the language. Most importantly, you must understand. First, knowing this first, know this first of all. First of all, know without any doubt that mockers will come in the last days with their mocking, following after their own human desires. Whether that be to put a cucumber up in your butt, and I don't mean to be graphic about it, but following after their own human desires. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing exactly this. Christian Standard Bible, above all, be aware of this. Scoffers will come to us. First, be aware of this. Scoffers will come in the last days to scoff, living according to their own desires. Knowing this first. But first, you must realize that in the last days, some people won't think about anything except their own selfish desires. They will make fun of you. Knowing this first, that in the last days, mockers shall come with mockery, walking after their own. First, you must understand this, that in the last days, people who follow their own desires will appear. These disrespectful people will ridicule the Most High's promise. First of all, you must understand. Above all, understand this. In the last days, blatant scoffers will come, being propelled by their own evil urges. That sounds like how they are. Being propelled. So just put a propeller up his butt. Knowing this first, that in the last days, scoffers will come mocking and walking after their own butt. Listen to this. But above all, remember that in the last days, men will come who make a mock at everything. Men governed only by their own passions. Most importantly, knowing this first. Most importantly, that's pretty much it. Knowing this principle. Above all things, you are to know. That above all things, you are to know that in the last times, impostors will appear who will abandon themselves to their own sensual passions, whose cry will be. Ooh. So I think you get the point. All right. 2 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit expressly states that in the latter times, some will abandon the faith to follow deceitful spirits and the teachings of demons, influenced by the hypocrisy of liars. Who's that? Uh, uh, Divine prosperity. Where are these niggas coming, popping their head, but these niggas are down there 20 years dead. Divine prospect in these pieces of shit. Go back about 10 years and you run into a case, right? I remember. Seared with a hot iron. But understand this in the last days, terrible times, because this is 2 Timothy 3. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents. Who's disobedient to their parents? Alazar, Haka, ungrateful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, without the love of good, with that? How can a man and a woman come together and create a baby? Motherfucker, who did that? That just happened on its own because a rock exploded in the sky? A Big Bang? Fucking devil. That's a weak ass fucking theory. Oh, the Big Bang. Big piece of shit. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man shall be revealed, the son of perdition. When that came, that falling away, 70 AD. Here we are. Esau's been revealed. All right, now what? Now you endure till the end. That's simple. We're at the end, right? Look at these niggas losing their damn mind. Just follow the spirit. All right? That's all you can do. Follow the spirit. If you're following the right spirit, you'll know at the end. If you're not, then it wasn't for you. You weren't written in the book. Just simple. Stay praying. With that it is what it is. Anyway. So, hey, scoffers must come. Here they are, right? And we have to endure that shit until the end. And it's hard. We get that vexed with the filthy conversation. F words that we can't see. Second Peter 2 and 7. This is who we want to be. Just Lot is of the elect. Lot was an Israelite. Stupid. Second Peter 2 and 7 in the King James, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Let's read some of these other ones. NIV. And if he rescued Lot, a righteous man who was distressed by the depraved conduct of the lawless, Most High also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him. We can't stand this shit. We see it, shake our hand. And if he resurrected righteous Lot, greatly distressed by the sensual conduct of the wicked, and if he rescued Lot, a righteous man distressed by the depraved conduct of the lawless, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, who was oppressed by the perverted conduct of unscrupulous people. Unscrupulous. And that's Hassad. Hassad is unscrupulous. This nigga, Haka. That's an unscrupulous nigga. Immoral conduct of unprincipled and ungodly men. Distressed by the depraved behavior of the immoral. Unrestrained behavior of the immoral. Distressed by the lascivious life of the wicked. Distressed by the lifestyle of people who had no principles and lived in sexual freedom, Alazar. Distressed by the immoral conduct of lawless people. That's what you scoffers are. And anguished over the debauched lifestyle of lawless men. And that's what what's Hakkad hiding? Pimping. Now what else are you doing? It was alluded to by Alazar. He fingered you. What are you niggas into? See in a minute, Hakah and Hassan. He got the bag at the same time. No, we both got a bag, but they're going to snitch on each other. In broad daylight, they're going to try to snitch on each other, and they're going to confirm everything that we've been saying. They're going to tell on each other openly. We both got a bag, but his bag, grieved with the habitual lewdness of the wicked, distressed by the gross misconduct of a moral man, distressed by the depraved conduct of the lawless, worn down by the conduct of the lawless in licentiousness. This is what we are, man. We're worn down. These niggas, we're worn down by Assad, the Hamite, and Hakah, the horrible. Worn down by the conduct and lasciviousness of the impious, being harassed by the licentiousness of the lawless, for the turning back, oppressed by the injustice and lewd conversation of the wicked. Lot, who was oppressed by the unjust and lewd behavior of the wicked. A man oppressed by the licentious conduct of unprincipled people. Mortified by the filthy conduct of the law. Lot, who suffered the indignity and the abominable way of life of those who were lawless. This is what we're undergoing right now. What are we doing? We're enduring you niggas until the end, goddammit. And we're mad as hell. Lot, afflicted grievously with the infamously impure conduct of those lawless men he plucked out. Lot, who was grieved at the enormous practices of the licentious. They're talking about Hassan and Hakah. Refrain from these. Okay? It's easy. Then shall you judge between the righteous and the niggas. Alright? Anyway. I know scoffers. Piece of fucking shit. Book of Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Listen, man. Now's not the time to fucking become no goddamn scoffer. Alright? Sound doctrine all the way through this thing. Go back to the milk and humble yourself. Alright? Yeah. Alright? Things to easy. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Akakadash. Alright? Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops. Great millstone, even the elder that came before them, and tells the truth. Shalom, say to yourself, brother, no pushing word of truth and sincerity, hopefully, tabernacle of faith.